But, you know, we go to the
And they're very bad for the heart.
pick up these margarine tubs, and they read no trans fat. So,
margarine is trans fat. And a lot of times, because we don't know how to read labels, they are supposed to tell us what's in the products. A lot of times, because we don't know the different names for sugar, the different names for trans fat, they say no trans
sugar,
fat.
that's one we have experience. Yes. They call it Splendor. They call it,
yes. So there's no, there are different names because people don't know. They like hydrolyzed fat, things like that. They put those names there and you don't know and you just buy them.
So is hydrolyzed fat trans fats? So, okay, I want to know the process. Is it the heating process that is the problem?
They heat it and then they add hydrogen to it under chemical conditions with things that will make it, because things like nickel, that's a metal. They have to use things to make the process go well. So they heat it up with the hydrogen. So they're adding hydrogen to make it hard, and it's a process. So they are making it unnatural. And when it gets into the body, it does a lot of damage to the body. It damages our blood vessels, it does damage to the heart, it does a lot of damage. But the damage that it does is just unbelievable. You see,
wow.
there's a man who wrote about fats that heal and fats that kill. Fats can heal you and fats can kill you. So people don't seem to understand that. But they seem to think that fat is not bad. You need fat for your body. Your brain cells function with fat. If you don't have enough fat in your body, your brain cells won't function, but it has to be the right fat.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I hear you.
Coconut oil is a good fat. Your nuts and your seeds are good fat. Sesame seed is a good fat. Avocado is a good fat. They are good fats. But a lot of fats that we consume are not good. Palm oil is a good fat.
It is?
Yeah.
Hooray
it's
for
a saturated fat. And the reason why palm oil and coconut oil are good fats is because they can take heat. They have a high smoking point. That means when you heat them up, they don't break down like that.
So the other ones break down.
They break down,
with
then
heat.
they break down with heat, and when you consume them, they produce what you call free radicals in your body. And free radicals are things that cause inflammation. There are things that cause heart problems. There are things that damage your eyes, that do a lot of damage in the body, cause arthritis.
Speaking about inflammation, some people notice, you know, when they eat, that they have a significant increase in their belly size. You know, not over time, just within 24 hours, the stomach just rises and is hanging there. By the next morning, it's flat again. And people say this is a red flag. What does it mean?
It means that they're allergic to some things in the food. And a continual allergic reaction like that would eventually damage the lining of the intestine and the stomach. They are most likely allergic to what you call gluten from wheat and even dairy. So if anybody who keeps experiencing that should know that they are allergic, they should go off gluten. Anything that contains gluten, like wheat, you know, it has gluten in it. Wheat is very high in gluten. And
or maybe they should do an elimination process?
They have to do that to know. If they cut it out, if they take wheat today and they find out that they are bloated, then that's what's going on. If you take it out and see that they don't suffer, then they know. So they need to find out what is causing the bloating. But the key causative agent is gluten. And then another causative agent is dairy, the lactose in dairy. So if you have that reaction, people need to, it's uncomfortable, but it has long-term effects.
Are there other signs of this inflammation or this allergy besides the bloating?
Yes, they could be having the runs.
Okay.
They could suffer from irritable bowel syndrome.
Diarrhea.
Yes, and then basically that type of thing can lead to what you call like the celiac disease. So, and it's something, diverticulosis, all these things, they happen.
What does the celiac disease look like?
It's a disease where, because they are so allergic to these things, some of them, they can't absorb the food anymore. They can't absorb nutrients.
So as they take it in, it comes out.
Yes, because they're allergic, the intestines and the stomach has been damaged, the lining. So when they eat even well, the food is not absorbed because they've damaged this. That's why you can't keep going on with foods that are bloating you, because eventually they will damage the absorption.
And these are some of the things that happen, you know, especially during a season like this where people are trying new things.
Yeah.
And they're saying, oh, well, it's because I ate so much. That's why my stomach is hanging this way. It will go down by tomorrow. It always happens.
Yeah.
But what you're telling us now is that eating is actually a responsibility.
It is.
It's not just, you know, you open your mouth and take anything in.
Because it's been found out that, and I'm going to repeat it, that 95% of chronic diseases are caused by our diet. Yes.
Okay, there's something people do. They don't want to have any problem going from one aunt's house to the other, eating one thing or the other in this time of merrymaking. And after a while, they just excuse themselves and take a capsule of antibiotic just to make sure nothing goes wrong and they can continue enjoying themselves. Is that okay?
It's not. I'm coming from the point of view as a pharmacist. That is called drug misuse, number one. Number two, when you keep taking the antibiotics like that, your body becomes resistant to it, and when you need the antibiotics, they will not work. And you don't take antibiotics just like that. You take, they not only do they not work, they cause what you call, how do I describe it? When you take the antibiotics, it comes to a time that when you need it, you're not getting anything from it. Then they damage inside of us, in our stomach, we have a lot of bacteria. The amount of bacteria we have inside of us is more than the cells we have in our bodies. Okay? And they are teeming there and they have a job to do. They are what you call the good flora. And when you take antibiotics, they wipe them out.
This is even when you need the antibiotics.
Then, when they wipe them out, then the fungi and yeast, they grow. And people start having candida and other illnesses, and stomach illnesses begin.
Okay, we are going to take a short break at this point. When we come back after this, we'll continue. Stay with us.